Chapter 7, Part 2. Okay. And actually, I'm not scheduled for a shift today, so I'll just go to the kitchen and start preparing for the day's work, she said. I nodded. Right, absolutely. That's exactly what I was going to say. A few days later, I met Bisma outside Powell Street Station. She'd put on a black leather jacket and black jeans. Today she'd worn her contacts and tied her brown hair up, and she looked really nice. She was wearing another superhero t-shirt, red with yellow starburst pattern on it. I couldn't identify the symbol, but I stared at it for a little too long, trying to place it. Are you staring at my chest or my shirt? My ears grew warm. How did she keep doing that? I straightened my full height and said, I'm not sure what the right answer to that question is. It's Captain Marvel. Oh, right, him, her. This date is not off to a good start for you. I thought it wasn't a date, I said. Did you? She nodded at me, at my clothes actually, and my whole face felt hot now. So I dressed up a little. I was wearing my best button-down shirt, a Brooks Brothers one that I'd gotten from an amazing sale online, with gray slacks and Spanish leather loafers I'd saved up to buy. I'd also put on a maroon wool blazer, which it was a little too warm for. I stared down at my feet. We agreed to go to dinner. Yeah, to like a falafel place or something. I didn't really realize you were going to get all fancy. Sorry, we never talked about where we were going, though. It's okay, she said. You look good. That can't be helped. She shook her head. That's the confidence again. Without asking me where I wanted to go, she started walking and setting a brisk pace. I followed without complaint. The tall, glitzy shopping plazas around us vanished abruptly as we walked, entering a less than ideal-looking neighborhood. The thing about San Francisco that surprises a lot of people is how sudden it is. You'll be in a perfectly nice area one second, and the next, everything is janky, and then things go back to being posh. The city is fused together in unexpected ways, like it wasn't thought out, which I suppose it wasn't. This makes it feel like an organic living thing. After a few minutes, Bisma slowed and came to a stop outside a small shop with a faded sign that had once been a deep blue, I suspect, but now was the blue of the sky on a clear day. The place was called Arab Food Restaurant. Creative name, I said. Accurate, though. It took a moment to realize that she was waiting for me to open the door for her, and I did, letting out a rush of air, carrying the charred smell of overdone beef and welcoming embrace of freshly baked bread. I followed her in and saw that the restaurant was basic, which I suppose is fairly typical of shawarma spots, and cold white walls and uncomfortable plastic furniture. Is the food here really good? I asked. No, I wanted to ask Bisma why we were here, and then I almost did, but there was something in the way she was looking at me with those expressive brown eyes of hers, which made me realize she wanted me to ask that very question. For some reason, I didn't want to give her the satisfaction. I ordered what she ordered, a combo plate that came with shredded beef, chicken, and lamb, served on yellow rice, way too much food coloring in my opinion, and some pita bread along with a salad, which was just lettuce, a couple of tomato slices, and a little radish. And Bisma was right, the food was mediocre. She sprinkled a bunch of sumac on the top of the meat as soon as it arrived, and with just one taste, I knew why. It was so terribly underseasoned that my resolve not to ask why we were here broke. Is this a joke? What? This place. Taking the wannabe chef to a really bad restaurant, I mean. Wordlessly, she slid a tray of sauce that we'd been given across the table. I tried the tahini. It was really good tahini, without too much garlic, and the hummus was smooth and light. I like to come here, she said, because it's like a reminder, that you can screw up everything you do, but if you do one thing right, maybe that redeems you. It's hopeful food. I smiled at her. I like that. Are you ever going to come back? Never, I said. Bisma laughed, and I was struck how different she seemed when her guard went down and she existed without worry, without pain. It wasn't an infectious laugh or very loud or musical. It was just pure. I wish she laughed more, but the people laugh when they have a reason to laugh, and people who have joy in their lives laugh more than people who don't. I was taught that there is a book of destiny in which the details of our lives are written. When we will be born, how long we will live, and all that. Some people think the details are specific. They say it was written that I would come with Bisma to eat this meal, and that every little moment leading up to this moment and every moment spreading out from it has already been plotted. Others say that there was more freedom in one's life, like maybe Bisma and I had come here, but what we ordered was up to us, and that choice, more than anything else, determined the quality of our experience. Whether the book is general or whether it is specific, the quality of life we are given, I think, may not depend on how long it is or how rich we are in it, as much as it depends on how much laughter is given to us. What are you thinking? You've got a pretty laugh. She ducked her head a little, and I think she was pleased with the compliment. I said, so what's with the superheroes? I'm a nerd. Lots of people are nerds. Not everyone wears superhero or Supergirl underwear. Hey, I don't, Suri told me. I can't believe she told you that. Bisma narrowed her eyes at me. Wait, you're lying. She didn't tell you. You just did, though. Bisma sighed and turned her attention back to her food. The way she ate annoyed me. She was eating quickly, efficiently, without joy or pleasure. I don't understand people who eat taking time to appreciate their food. Then again, there wasn't a lot to enjoy here. Just when the silence was getting awkward, Bisma made it worse. I'm sorry about my father. Oh, it's okay. No, it's not. I ran a hand through my hair. It was worse for you than it was for me. I'm used to it. Another silence. Oh, that's rough. Another silence. My father is a very angry person, she said. He's been angry his entire life, or my entire life anyway. He kind of hates me, hates us, so I wanted to tell her he didn't hate her, but what the hell did I know? You know what asada is? I did. It was a custom of some parts of Pakistan, a trade. You'd have two families, each with a son and a daughter of marriageable age. The son from the first family would marry the daughter from the second family, and the son from the second family would, in exchange, marry the daughter from the first. Sure, I said. Well, my aunt, my dad's sister, there was trouble getting married. I guess, though, no one ever has told me why, and my mom's brother agreed to marry her. In exchange for your dad marrying your mom? Yeah, anyway, my mom says that my dad was head over heels for this other girl. Can you imagine? And he was heartbroken to have to marry my mom, but he did for my aunt's sake. The love story of Jalil Akram, who'd have thought? I think he's always resented my mom, though it wasn't her fault, and I think he also resents us, Suri and me, a little. The life he's living now, it wasn't the life he wanted for himself, so he's angry all the time and builds up inside him, and he has to let it out. I learned early that if I acted out, if I gave him a reason to scream at me, then he wouldn't take it out on my mom. She's a gentle soul. I feel like I had to protect her, like a superhero. Bisma smiled. Yeah, it's stupid, I know. It's not stupid. Anyway, I'm like totally oversharing it, but I thought given everything, you should know why my family isn't weird. My dad isn't like a villain or something. He's just doing the best he can. Was he, though? The guy had been in love with a girl and was forced to marry someone else. That totally sucked. But how long could he use that to justify being an a-hole? 6 months, a year, not 20 years. That was for sure. Mr. Akram had held his anger way past its expiration date. I didn't say that, though. It wasn't my place. If her dad's curdled frustration helped Bisma see him as a better person than he is, what good would come from disagreeing with her? Your turn, she said. Tell me something you wouldn't tell a stranger, something unusual. Don't think about it, Bisma said. Just say the first thing that comes to your mind. Stop thinking. I'm a Renaissance man, I said. It was all I could come up with on the spot, especially with her pressuring me. She raised her eyebrows. I explained the contest and told her how my father reacted, and I brought up Churchill. I've done a lot of reading, I said, hopefully in convincing manner, and everyone believes the guy was awesome. Even Mr. Tippett, my history teacher, loves him, which is incredible because I don't think Miss Tippett even loved his own mom. Bisma smiled. Well, Churchill was big on British continuing rule in India, and the Raj, despite how it's romanticized, was terrible, so there's that. I nodded. Made sense. Besides, she went on, if you starve 3 million people to death, you deserve to be hated a little. Yeah, that's true. Wait, what? She frowned. The Bengal famine? Right, I said, wondering if this was common knowledge. I've never been very good at knowing things, which can get embarrassing. That Bisma looked at me closely and somehow saw through my act. You don't have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? I scratched the back of my head, feeling a little sheepish. No. Nope. She explained it to me. Turns out that in 1943 or sometime long ago, there was a famine in the province of Bengal, and it killed 3 million people. During this time, Churchill diverted food away from India to places where it wasn't even needed, and he reported to have said something like, famine or no famine, Indians will breed like rabbits. I shook my head, trying to comprehend it all. The meat and rice on our plates that had already been bad somehow tasted even worse now. I guess that's why no one talks about starving people at the dinner table. That's probably also the reason why there are starving people in the world. This was the guy whose bust Tippett kept in his classroom. In fact, I'm pretty sure that if one of his lectures, Tippett, who said that this man's statue was in the Oval Office, why? You okay? What? Yeah. No, totally. I just didn't know. Bisma nodded. Anyway, that's the major reason Churchill is problematic. And it isn't ancient history. America became independent over 200 years ago. For Desis, the Raj is still a living memory. So yeah, I get your dad's reaction. That was a lot. I wasn't even sure what to think about it just then. I need time to process it. Besides, it was a pretty dark conversation to have while eating. This isn't exactly a fun topic for a date, is it? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have brought it up. School stuff is boring. Bisma blinked. When I said earlier that this was a date because of the way you were dressed, I was joking, right? Because I don't date. You said we were going to be going out as friends. I held up my arms. Sorry, don't take it personally, Daniel. It's not you. Trust me, I grinned. There's absolutely no danger of me thinking it's me. Bisma laughed. Fair enough. Honestly, other than the pointless Rishta meetings, I like my life the way it is right now, that's all. And my life, by the way, revolves around school, which is most definitely not boring. I kind of love it. Yeah, well, I don't. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to read whole books for the first time for this Renaissance man thing. Did you know people do that for fun? What kind of twisted... Hold on. You're now just reading whole books? Aren't you a senior? Yeah. Then how'd you get through English? They didn't make you read Romeo and Juliet or something? Cliff Notes. I offered a sheepish smile. Ew. Hey, I passed. The point of school, she said, isn't to pass. It isn't to get out so you can get to the real world. The point of school is to learn about yourself and about other... I get plenty of lectures at home, Bisma. It was her turn to blush. Sorry, I keep having to tell Suri about how important school is. It becomes a habit, I guess. I tore into my slightly soggy pita bread and then decided not to eat it. The whole Bengal famine thing had ruined my appetite. Don't worry about it. It's cool that you like school. It's not cool exactly. It's just fine, I guess. Just fine, I guess, Bisma repeated. That's some compliment. I think I'm going to have to put that on a t-shirt. You should, I told her. It would work on multiple levels. You're an idiot. Yes, but not all the time. For example, I happen to know that if no one learns much of anything worth knowing from school or books, you have to, live and stuff. There are more things on heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy, she quoted, is basically what you're saying. Right, I said, Romeo and Juliet. A small smirk touched her lips, and I wondered if I'd gotten it wrong. And then Bismuth said, exactly. Anyway, ready to go?